following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
To the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
Yo! It's the Adventures of Pipeman right here on W4CY Radio, and let's bring on our pipe nuts. We have Studio Nut and Swamp Nut. Swamp Nut kind of looks like she's doing the show from inside the swamps of the bayou. She looks like she's kind of like underwater. What's going on over there, Swamp Nut?
I have no idea.
It's definitely her internet, don't you think, Juan? Because even she just chopped up. Are you like using your cell phone? That's what it's like.
No. Cell phone might be better.
Yeah, there's something with your internet there, Rebel, because you're chopping up too.
I feel like Artemis 2 had a better signal on the dark side of the moon than she does in the dark side of the country.
I know, right? Which we're going to talk about her dark side today. Maybe. But first, Juan, can you play the Comcast call that I just had? Well, it wasn't me. I had Rebel kind of call them for us because we're having some issues, and that's why I think they're punishing her. That's why she looks like that. Okay. But let's just get a little bit of that phone call.
Hello, you have called W4CY Radio. How can I help you?
Hello, I'm calling from Comcast. I have an appointment set up for you.
We would definitely like you to come on over to the office and take care of business, why don't you?
I'm sorry, ma'am, there's all booked. We will have to come next month. Can I please have your account number to schedule the appointment?
Oh, definitely. It's 99666. Bite me, you blowhole.
Okay, let me repeat. 99666. Bite me, you blowhole.
Exactly.
I do not know what you mean. Okay, so, and can you tell me who your second grade teacher was for verification, please?
Mr. Horny.
Sorry, that information is incorrect. Could you please provide the correct information?
Listen to the Adventures of Pipeman Monday through Friday on West Palm Beach.
Cut it. Okay. So now that is what happened. I just had to call Comcast because of what happened with Rebel there. And, oh, my God, I was talking to somebody in the United States. We're trying to fix something. He puts me on hold, okay? Next thing I know, somebody from Singapore or Philippines called and got on the phone. Hello, you have been transferred. I don't know if I can do Asian. I can only do Indian, so the Asian sounding kind of Indian. Okay, just saying. But maybe Juan could do Asian better than me. I don't know.
I cannot.
But it's like, by the way, I just found out there's like a Bali in Miami. Okay, maybe we'll talk about that later. I don't know, or a no show. I don't know. But I just found out about it. I'm gonna go visit. Why fly 25 hours if I can just go an hour away? Maybe because it's Miami. I don't know. But
maybe.
But anyway, no. Seriously, this woman comes on. She's like, "Hello, my name is da 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 da." And Kevin transferred the call to me and blah, blah, and I don't even know. But anyway, she starts it off after I've been on hold for like a half an hour. She starts off with, "How are you today?" Okay, first of all, I do sales training for people, okay? And one of the things I train salespeople never to do, the number one mistake that salespeople make is they make a phone call and they call somebody and how are you doing today? If you're a salesperson, you call me and say, how you doing today? I'm going to say shitty. What the hell do you want? And then you start off the sales call with a bad situation. Never ask a question like that. So I've been on hold. I have something that's not working. I'm already frustrated with your company, and you're asking me how I'm doing today. So, one, I can remember, but I want to see, can you remember and pretend you're me and tell the audience and Rebel what I said to her because she set me off when she asked me, how am I doing today? Go ahead. Do you remember?
Well, you told her if you said it seems like you're not up to date what the issue is, but I don't know why they transferred me from the U.S. to the Philippines or something like that.
Yeah, I just said out of the country, but it was probably the Philippines. Yeah, and then so I'm like, it's obvious you don't know what's going on. And I've been on the phone for half an hour. I'm not starting over. So want to know what her response was, Rebel?
She hung up on you.
Yeah, hung up on me. Like, seriously?
Some
this is
people.
the other problem of hiring people out of the country. They don't give a crap, okay? They hang up on you. What's going to happen? Yeah, probably nobody at Comcast even knows who that person is because it's a boiler room full of people taking phone calls. They have not, and that's the problem too. Is like they know that they're in a boiler room full of people, and nobody knows which one really answered. And do they really care? They're getting paid like 5 cents an hour, and we don't even make pennies anymore. Okay.
Well, I can honestly tell you, they probably don't even use their real names because
of course they don't. No, Kevin was probably right. Kevin was probably right because he was in America. But yeah, they don't. Sorry, go ahead, Rebel. I interrupted you. Shut up.
I can honestly tell you. I can honestly tell you at Disney for those club vacations and stuff, they tell the people not to use their real names.
Well, I'm telling you,
pick the name you're going to use, and you just use it.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you too, like I was in the investment business. All the non-licensed people that are scamming people, they're told the same thing because then you never get busted. It's kind of like you, Rebel.
You don't know who it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like you, Rebel. Nobody's ever going to bust you for any of your criminal activity because nobody knows your name.
Yeah.
And all they know is you're a rebel that's in the bayou. That's all they know. They can't even see what you look like because you're putting that filter on, like when they bring the serial killers on for an interview. That are you a serial killer? Are you a serial killer, Rebel?
I plead the fifth.
Oh, okay. Well, that tells me my answer. So, can you believe? It's already going to be May. What the hell is going on? Why does life keep going faster and faster? And then I talked to my brother's mom. She's 90. And she's like, wait till you get to be my age. It goes even quicker. Like, think about it. The closer you get to death, the quicker life goes. The farther away you are from death, it takes forever. So Juan hasn't experienced it so much yet. It's coming though. It's coming, Juan. All of a sudden you're gonna wake up and you'll be like, where'd the last 30 years go? Like, was I Rip Van Winkle sleeping? I just woke up and I'm 30 years older or whatever. It is kind of what happens, right, Rebel?
Yeah, it does. I mean, although the teenage years went really fast too. It's like when you're younger,
not for me,
anytime
man.
it's a good time, it's too fast.
Not for me, man. I was too busy with, the Sunset Strip days, trying to break my dad out of a mental hospital, trying to break my best friend out of a mental hospital. It was a pretty slow-moving teenage years, just to name a couple of the situations.
Mine seemed to go too quickly.
It does go slow, though. Before you're 21, it's once you hit 21, you really got nothing to look forward to except your insurance rates going down at 25. Okay. Like once you hit 21, it's all over. Like what you have to look forward to. You already got your license. You already can drink alcohol. You can already, in the state of Florida, get your medical marijuana. There's the only thing you have to look forward to is getting old, gray, and decrepit. That's what you have to look forward to, and dying. That's a bit. What now? If you're really not in a good mental state of mind, maybe that is something to look forward to. Me personally, I was looking forward to Dolores passing. Juan, do you want to tell them what Dolores means? Even though that's Italian, it's the same in Spanish.
It means pains.
Yep. That was mi madre. That was her name. Go figure. Her parents knew. They knew. And they named her Dolores. And she was in pain and gave everybody else pain for the rest of her life. Kind of like you, Rebel.
I don't do that. That is not me.
No,
I'm sorry.
Rebel's pretty nice when she sleeps. That used to be my dad's line. He always would say, "Hey, yeah, you're really good when you're sleeping." He also we call him in my family the Richieisms because his name was Richie, and he had a few of them. One of them was, "I'm going to turn this fucking place into a warehouse." You know, it's kind of like, I guess it kind of means like you're at a restaurant, a nightclub, and you're just going to turn the place topsy-turvy upside down.
So people not coming in with forklifts and you're telling people what to do, what to carry over.
No.
You're not going to make people work.
No, not actually. My dad was not manual labor, dude. He wasn't actually good. Although he was a GC, but that was what was so funny is he was so not the manual labor person, but he was a general contractor. Because originally he was one of the original Tin Men. Did you ever see that movie, Juan?
No.
Did you, Rebel? You guys see it with Richard Dreyfuss and Danny DeVito. It's about the old school aluminum siding salespeople, and specifically in New Jersey, because it was a big thing in New Jersey. So, and I watched this movie. You got to watch it because some of the tricks they did in the movie, I'm like, oh, my dad told me about that. My dad, like, they used to do these things back in the day where they would put this is great. They would put a real estate sign on somebody's front lawn, and it would be their number to call. And the owners would call up and be like, "What the fuck? Blah, 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 blah." And that's how they'd get in the house to pitch them the aluminum siding. Here's the funny thing my dad said shortly before he passed. Okay, so you sold this aluminum siding and vinyl siding to people, you know, because it would make your house last longer because of the winter and the weather and stuff like that. But they didn't really, I don't think they really believed it would work.
Why not?
Hold on. I just noticed, Juan, you should have told me, and then I'll finish. Richard Marks, who used to have a show on our station here, he said, never yell at these people. He said, never yell at these people. I didn't yell at her yet. She didn't give me a chance. She hung up first. And their name isn't Steve. You mean their name isn't John Smith? I love when they're like from India or the Philippines and their name is John Smith. Oh, really? It's John Smith. Okay, great. I'm not sure what the meth lab part was because I missed that part maybe. So you can reiterate what the meth lab thing is. What I said, that was a meth lab. And like a roll of toilet paper. Do you guys know what that one means? Because we were talking about a bunch of stuff. I didn't pay attention in comments, unfortunately, at the right time. Do you know what like a roll of toilet paper means, Rebel? Is he describing a tampon? Is that what it is? Here's what a tampon is, I think. I think a tampon
Go ahead.
is what's left when you pull out the center part of the toilet paper roll and use it to make a marijuana pipe. And then whatever's left, that's the tampon.
Well, I think that's why the toilet paper has the hole in the middle, because they take it out.
Yeah.
Put the cardboard in, and that is a tampon. Right?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, ladies, if you're ever in need for one of those things and you're out, please feel free just to do what they suggest. Pull the middle part of the toilet paper out.
Well, they don't sell it to you.
Stuff some toilet paper in it and just stick it right in there.
I was just thinking of something because I'm going to be talking about some Jewish stuff today. And I was just thinking of something like, okay, so the Orthodox Jewish people, they wear their talis with the fringes coming down, and it kind of looks like a string. Okay. So my question is in 2026, forget the fact of whether we should have unisex bathrooms or not. Like, how do we tell whether that person with the string is a transgender with a tampon or a Jew?
No. You need to stop.
Stop what? Like, I want to know. If I see a string hanging, I don't want to pull on it and it happens to be a tampon.
How often do you just go around pulling on strings on people?
Oh, people pull people's strings all the time, okay?
Yeah, they're making piñatas that way too. Now.
Especially
our string.
Especially our politicians.
Oh my God.
Well, I think they're the ones on the strings.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, and everybody else. Okay, so all right. Here's what I want to do next, and then we're going to talk a little bit about other things like Jews and anti-Semitism. And for those of you that are now really excited that you get to hate on Jews coming up, no, that's not going to happen. But I'll tell you what, on the new show, Pipeman the Wandering Jew, if you hate Jews, I challenge you to come on my show and debate me. Or let me kick the shit out of you, one of the two. I don't know. If you hate Jews, I'm going to kick the shit out of you. Okay.
I still don't understand why anybody would hate a type of person. I just don't get it. There's no need to be
Is there
hateful.
nobody that you hate, Rebel?
There's a few, but it's just because of who they are, not what they are.
Okay, well, who are they? Well, we already know you don't even hate the KKK, so...
I didn't know his affiliation. Once I found out, I was out of there.
Okay, but doesn't that stain live with you for like the rest of your life?
No, he didn't get anything on my clothes. I mean,
yeah, the stain's stuck inside you. It's like sitting there like it's like sitting there like glued onto your fallopian tube.
No, those clothes.
You know that pain that you keep having? That's KKK stain in your fallopian tube.
No.
How do you know? When's the last time you were in your fallopian tube?
Well, I've been to the doctor since then. Thank you.
Talking about another
children.
Talking about another not fallopia, but Floatopia. Okay, we had the annual Floatopia here, where right near the studio in Singer Island, not Singer Island, but Peanut Island, just off of Singer Island. No, that's not the island where our former co-host Peanut lives, although it's small enough to occupy her, for sure. It's this little island. Used to be like a military base, and now it's a place you can what you call it, camp. That's what I was looking for. Camp. You can camp there, but everybody goes out there.
Or just because you're homeless?
No, legally you have to get a permit. You have to you can't just show up. They have a ferry out to it. I say people should just have to swim. It's not really that far. And when it's low tide, you can almost walk there. Okay.
And the alligator problem is where?
This is the ocean, so there's no alligators there.
It's not the ocean, no. No, it's where the ocean and the intercoastal meet. It's really in the intercoastal.
It's salt water. There's no alligators there.
They are in brackish water.
I live in Louisiana.
It is brackish. There are gators in there. Like,
yes.
Come on, Juan. You never went like paddleboarding and kayaking or anything?
I've never seen an alligator there. That's what I'm saying. There's no alligators there.
Well, there's too many people and boats and everything. So the deal is it's kind of nice, because it happens most of the time, but then they make this one day a year where it's an actual event. Like, people think that it only happens once a year, but this place is always packed with. They have a pizza place that has a boat. They deliver pizza to you. They have acai bowls. They have these motorized tiki bars that are like boat tiki bars.
Cute.
You could get pretty much anything you want. And for Floatopia, it gets ridiculous. Okay. First of all, I was going with somebody. It started at 8 a.m. They had a pre-party the night before, but this person wasn't coming till later. Okay. And so I'm like, oh, I got to look at the app and look at the group now to see what I'm going to do about parking, because here's the thing. Okay. I'm very close to it. I could literally paddleboard over there, but it's like 4 miles from the one end of the island to the other to paddleboard there. And a couple things happen. I know I've experienced it before. I have actually paddleboarded to Peanut Island. And what has happened is a couple things. One time it was with my grandson, and it turned into low tide, and I had to pull him. We were in the kayak actually that time, not the paddleboard. I had to pull him in the kayak all the way back because the tide was so low. Because the intercoastal where I live, when the tide's really low, you can sometimes actually walk out, like way out. And when the tide is high, like the other night at the end of Floatopia, the tide was high. I went for my 30-minute walk, and literally I was on the sidewalk, and if I stepped off the sidewalk, I'd be in the intercoastal. Like, it comes up that far, and if there's a storm, it'll come up right on the street. But the other problem is when you have the rip tides, which that area has a lot of rip tides, sometimes it's very hard to get anywhere. Like, there's times I've paddleboarded down that way, and like the minute I stopped paddling, like just to take a breath, like literally for a second, I'm all the way back where I started. And then I got to do it again. So you have to be consistent. Just keep going, keep going. Now, I'm already, by the way, at this point, I'm already damaged because I did my acrobatic trip in the office hanging something. And the chair, it's funny. I had a psychic vision. I didn't listen. You always got to listen. Ask Juan. I said to him, after I did it a couple times, I'm like, you know what? I really need to bring the step stool in here because I'm going to go flying.
And
Am I right? Juan, did I say that or what?
His last famous words were, "I hope I don't bust my ass."
Exactly. Exactly. And then so, of course, under safety protocol, Juan went to lunch. And I decided while there was nobody here under safety protocol, I just, I get something in my head. I got to get it done. And so there was this one spot on the wall. I had to hang something, and it was a little out of my reach, even on the chair. And the wall turned out really hard. I was using a thumbtack. Okay. Had I not been using it, well, no, what happened was most of the time you just push it instant. So, and I saw it happening while I was up there too. I knew it. It kept coming in my head. That voice kept coming in my head. I'm like, no, I got to get it done. And I forgot to bring the step stool in. Even after it happened, Juan said, I thought you were going to bring the step stool in. So I push on this as I'm stretched out, like, because I can barely reach. So I'm on this rolling chair stretched out. I push on the thumbtack and it's not really going in. So I push harder. I'm like pushing real hard. And then all of a sudden the chair starts rolling. I'm like, oh, fuck. Because it's like one of those scenarios that once it starts going, you don't have very many choices. Okay. At that point. Okay.
Tuck and roll.
It's like it's kind of like, I really know what it's like, that if you were to fall off the balcony of a high-rise building, what it'd feel like to be in the air falling to your death. Okay.
I think you have a little bit more time from a high-rise building than a chair. You might see a little bit more of, the life flash before your eyes.
So basically what I did was, and I am an expert at falling, from surfing, skateboarding, roller skating, ice skating. That's one of the first
falling
things
in the
you
office.
do is you learn how you fall. Okay, so it could have been very disastrous in the place it was too. There were a lot of things that he could have came back, and it could have been a Lifetime movie where my head split open and my family's thinking he killed me, but it was really just my stupidity, and so I'm rolling back, and I'm surfing the chair, and then I felt it coming out from under my feet, and so I just went flying, and I landed perfectly flat on the ground on my back, a little bit perfectly. So I did bruise my elbow because I used the elbow for support. I'm wearing this today. I haven't been wearing it yet. Juan even said, "What happened to your wrist?" So I used the wrist for support, when I was falling, and being me, I'm using it ever since. So wasn't really healing. So I decided today, maybe I should put this on so it'll stop me from using it, and then I bruised my back ribs. Luckily, because I went straight on the back on the hard floor here, and that's not the first time it's happened when I've fallen on my back, number one, because when you skateboard or skate, sometimes your feet go out from under you and you do the same thing. So I'm used to it. Protect your head. That's the key. Protect your head. And so anyway, and then ask Juan when he came back in, and I'm like, you missed it. And I think
the first thing I asked him was, it wasn't, "Are you okay?" It was, "Do we get workers' comp?" He said no.
That is what he said. Because he'll tell you too, okay, so there was a bookshelf right there. A bunch of shit was knocked off the bookshelf as I went flying. The chair actually was there's a very narrow area between the conference table, my light for doing the show, the wall, the window, I perfectly landed, okay? Because any other land that I did, and my desk, any other land, I could have really been dead, because there were some serious things I could have ran into.
Well, there was a lot of furniture around you that you could have banged your head into.
Oh, totally.
A lot of sharp corners, yeah. But the weird thing is that we couldn't figure out is why the chair went around the conference table.
Yeah, it did. I know why. And also the conference table was moved, but it went around because when I went flying, that's my feet kicking the chair so that I don't fall on the chair. Because that's the part I'm always worried of. So now we'll get back to you, Rebel. Okay. Oh. So Rebel saw something, and what was your response, Rebel?
What do you mean saw something? What are you talking about?
About this, about falling.
Yeah,
hanging something in the office.
This is not his first go round with this office falling things. Okay. You would have thought he would learn the umpteenth time he's done this, but it's always the same. The last time, I think you broke your wrist. You hit the file cabinet, disturbing the ashes that Dolores was in the file cabinet. It disturbed her. And he goes to the doctor, and they call it, that C thing that we're not allowed to talk about on the radio.
Oh, yeah. So I got to tell you about this one. So it did happen during the C, not the big C, the little C. And so what happened was I'm in the office by myself because, it was the C thing. You had to be by yourself. And I climbed up on top of those two filing cabinets in here, Juan. And so that's pretty stable, actually. And then I had the chair that I got on, the wheelie chair that I got on to get onto it was sitting right there. And then there was another wheelie chair by my desk. And see, here's the lesson to everybody. You got to be very, very aware of what could happen. I'm always aware of what could happen. Okay. So I was very aware. So when I started losing my balance, first of all, thing you learn when you're falling, don't fight it. Like when you wipe out on a surfboard or a paddleboard, like paddleboard especially, they tell you to make sure not to fall on the board. Like, so you're aware of these things. Surfboard, if you know you're going to wipe out, you dive off. Like, you don't sink with the ship, man. And so in that scenario, I have to say I'm very impressed with myself what happened at that period of time, because basically I went flying off the filing cabinets, and I was midair. I saw the chairs. Okay. See, I've practiced in this. You know, I 17, I climbed up a Marshall stack and did a stage dive at a show. The crowd moved and I hit teeth first into the linoleum floor and knocked out my teeth. So from then on, I've learned that you have to pay attention when you're midair of how you're falling. You can't just fall. And so that's what I did. And I did like this acrobatic move midair to avoid two chairs that could have seriously hurt me. Like seriously, because I could have hit the chair, flipped over, hit the desk, who knows? So yeah, then I go to get checked out, which is where I got this thing at the urgent care. And I walked out of the place. You know, my wrist was sprained, I think it was, or fractured or something. And I walked out of the place and I read the report and the code, and I had to call the insurance company for some reason. I can't remember because, and they're telling me the code. I didn't know. And the code was the code for C. So I went in with a fractured wrist and no other symptoms. And the diagnosis code they used for my insurance company to make more money was the C word.
See you next time.
No.
Yeah, no, not that one. The see you over. Let's see. See you over. What's that female part that starts with V, Rebel? The vulva or the see you over the vulva. I dick. I don't know. So anyway, oh my God. So yeah, that I was like, holy crap, it's true. Like
the big question is, were you hanging the same picture at the time?
No. But I will tell you that there was a time I really did have to see in January of 2020, and that in my record says unidentified organism. So if you really have C, you get unidentified organism. If
they only write it down when you fall off a chair.
Exactly. Because that's how they help businesses stay away from workman's comp claims. Like,
well, you should have specified that you didn't have that.
I probably should have, but I never expected it. Now I know. The next time it happens, now I know. Okay. All right. So
Juan, Juan, just for your protection, anytime he talks about hanging stuff on the wall, make him sign something beforehand. So, you know, when he is found, his head split open and all of this,
okay,
and he probably would even take his blood and write your name on the wall. If you make him sign something before.
We are men. If you want to hang something on the wall in an office, use an office chair. It has wheels. What's the worst that could happen, right?
And another guy is not going to tell you to do that. Be shut up, you wussy.
I mean, it's only bad if you fall.
Make him sign something. No,
today I climbed on top of a desk and I asked him as I'm climbing on, is this one stable? He's like, it's a little sketchy. I'm like, well, can you just at least sit there in case I go flying? I didn't ask him to do anything. Just
And you
witness. Witness.
With this, maybe I should have him sign something because, like, can you imagine if like the paramedics come and it's just like a Hispanic guy standing over a Jew?
Telling you, have him sign something. That way you're clear.
It could be worse. It could be a rebel from Louisiana standing over a Jewish Yankee. Okay, that could be a problem. That could be a serious problem.
Like, how do you explain that?
Right?
Like, when the police come to get the report, how do you explain it?
Wild sex.
Well, I've also learned some things because I've been watching about the staircase. I watched both the drama show and the actual documentary. And I've learned a lot of how you can throw somebody or beat the crap out of somebody and make it look like they just fell down the stairs. That's what the beauty of documentaries
step 1,
on Netflix.
Find some stairs. Step 2, figure out how to make the person go to the top of the stairs.
Oh, they don't need to go to the top of the stairs.
That person that died only went up a few stairs, according to his story, at least. Okay. And he did have to serve like 10 years in prison on a life sentence without parole, but then he got out on some bullshit thing that they have. I forget what it was called, but where you plead guilty, but you're not pleading guilty.
Oh, no content.
No, it wasn't a no contest. It's like a confer. It's this thing where you're pleading guilty, but not admitting guilt. And it's not no contest. It's not no contest. You're literally pleading guilty, but you're not verbally admitting your guilt. Okay. You're not admitting that you did it. You have to say yes when they say, are you guilty? But you don't have to say you did it, So anyway, I think about it. They keep coming out with all these documentaries on serial killers.
And everybody well.
I'm like, man, this is like, I'm going to school. I've been watching so many of them recently. They're so educational. Just saying.
All right. So are you feeling a little uncomfortable being in the same office with him now?
Juan's okay because he's Mexican. I won't bother him. I like Latinos.
Oh, okay.
If you're a redneck from Louisiana, that might be a different story.
Yeah, but if the police come, we know how that report's going to go.
Okay, I do have to bring something up. And if this person hears this, I just wanted to know, it's all in fun. Okay. But
Did you have to put that before it?
Okay. So let me ask you a question, Juan.
Okay.
Let me get back to Floatopia and remind me to ask you the question because it's kind of related to
the question.
It's kind of related to. I won't. If he reminds me, I won't forget. Okay. Just remind me. I had a question for him having to do with rednecks. Okay. So here's the thing. It's all tied together because Floatopia. Okay. So I'm all damaged with bruised ribs, sprained wrist, and a bruised elbow. And I'm not going to miss out. I got serious FOMO, man. Okay. It's Floatopia. I'm going. So I went and carried my paddleboard, paddled my paddleboard as if I was 100% because that's how I roll. Went to Floatopia. The place was a madhouse. It's actually better to have a paddleboard than a boat because the boats can't really get through certain areas. And then low tide comes in, which is what happened. You're stranded. There were so many boats that were just stranded because they were on a sandbar when low tide came in. But it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. And I did listen to my psychic energies this time because I was with somebody and we decided I said something. I think maybe it's time to pack it in. So there's always shit that goes on every year with this Floatopia because people are idiots, especially in Florida. And listen, on that side of the island, you're in the ghetto. Okay. On that side of the bridge. So things are going to happen. So what I was saying earlier too, is I was checking the group to see where I'm going to park. I luckily did get parking, but basically people were talking like there's no parking left. And somebody was asking about where to park. Somebody said, you might want at this point, you might want to try Lake Worth Beach. Now, Lake Worth Beach, by the way, Rebel, is about 45 minutes from Peanut Island. Somebody else commented, nope, Lake Worth Beach is already closed. There were parking lots closed from 45 minutes south and 45 minutes north to get to this Floatopia thing. Wow. And then, you got you dropping your boat in the water. But here's the problem. Getting the boat out. Every year it's a problem. You have a bunch of people drinking all day long.
All day.
And listen, they have a lot of cops there. I even read something. They're like, the cops are going to wait till you pull your boat out of the water and then pull you over,
For drinking or for being on the boat in the water?
No, for drinking.
Okay.
And drinking and driving a boat and driving your car. But they don't want to leave the boat in the water, so they have to lift it out. So they let you pull it out first so that they don't have to do the work and they can just tow your boat away. But, so this year, I would say about an hour and a half to 2 hours after I got out of water and was already home, it was all over the news. I saw videos of it. In fact, Juan, can you see if you can pull up a video of the headline would be gunshots fired at Floatopia. So basically there were some gunshots. I saw some fights on the video. I wasn't there. And it was all at the boat ramp, and so like people leave early, get away from the idiots. And that'll lead me to the next thing about the question, but go ahead.
Okay. So Floatopia is all about water. Why would you want to bring a gun to where the water is?
They weren't. It was probably people from the projects coming in there because that's where it's right near the projects.
Oh.
And did you find the video, Juan?
I found one, but it's from a news outlet, Channel 5.
I don't care. Let's play it. We'll give them some promo.
Here, let me share
and
it.
let's keep us on, put us to the side so I can narrate it.
Don't forget you have to ask Juan a question.
I know. That'll be right after this video. Come on, Juan. We don't have all day here.
Oh, look at that.
Thousands of people packed Peanut Island's waters, but what started off as a nice day ended in arguments and gunfire.
It was a sea of boats
floating on Sunday along the shores of Peanut Island.
It was awesome. Everybody was getting along.
A fun time at Floatopia turned into disorder by nightfall. Trennis Brown took video of the fights as boaters tried to get back on shore.
There's always a disagreement at the boat dock.
He says at one point, a shot.
There it is.
Just to disperse the fight.
For longtime boaters,
20 years I've been coming to Peanut Island. This was the busiest I've ever seen.
It felt like deja vu of another unsanctioned event.
Next Sunday.
Boca Bash.
I think Boca is a little bit more...
Ooh, I got to go to Boca Bash this weekend.
At the dock.
That party has been criticized for dangerous behavior and trash being dumped in the ocean.
Vest.
Following recent bashes, we spoke to FWC, and they said they have a zero tolerance policy for that event.
Our agency's out here to try and mitigate any sort of...
All right, that's it, Juan.
And any issues we might find.
We don't care about Boca. Screw them. Okay, Juan. Here's my question. You're Latino, right?
That's how
this is the question about Rebel?
Well, yeah. My question to you is, how many Latinos are rednecks?
None that I know of.
That's what listen. Okay. Listen. Oh, she's going to be pissed at me, but she's probably working and not watching this. But okay. So there's this woman I met. She's totally cool, and she's a Latino or Latina, I mean. And she's telling me about, like she considers herself a redneck. I'm like, you can't be a redneck. Do you know what a redneck is? Like, Juan, can you tell everybody why you as a Latino can't be a redneck?
Well, because we're not. Well, we're Latinos.
Yeah. Rednecks are white racist people, okay? I'm just saying. They're white racist people.
I don't think that's definitely the definition of that, but okay.
It is because I looked it up while I was with her. Okay, I looked it up while I was with her, and it went. We don't have a lot of time. I'm not going to look it up again, but it basically said the things I was saying. She was like, I was like, you're not a redneck. Rednecks have no class. They're basically white trash. Okay. I think you're confusing country.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I just looked it up. It says redneck is primarily American, often derogatory term for a poor, rural, white Southerner.
Yep, that's the one I read.
Characterized as uneducated, blue collar, and holding conservative, bigoted, and reactionary views.
She thought that she's like, where are you getting that from? Like, I pulled it off of Urban Dictionary or something. That's like, I'm like, that's the actual definition. You can't believe everything on the internet, but you can believe actual dictionaries. Okay. It's an actual definition. I'm not, she's like, wait, you get that off of Wikipedia? No, Wikipedia is not factual, but a dictionary is factual. You need some factual substantiation. So, basically, too, the other thing is, and I said to her, I'm like, listen, I was married to a redneck, half hillbilly. Thing one was half redneck, half hillbilly. There is a huge difference. They're hoarders, they're racists, they're, and we're not talking about country people. I'm not putting country people down. That's the difference. The difference between a country person and a redneck, country has class, values, and they just happen to be country. Redneck is like a very derogatory term, totally.
Well, I think that's what she might be comparing it to, like a cowboy lifestyle.
That's what I was thinking, but she was like, no. And I'm like, you do realize that rednecks basically have no class. They live in trailer parks. They like to shoot animals just for fun. They like to get drunk and get into fights. They like to beat up people of color. They like to do a lot of things. It's not ever been considered a positive term. And so anyway, yeah, that hasn't been settled yet, but she's like proud of it. Like I think
I don't agree with that.
Did you ask her what her meaning of redneck is? Because maybe you can clear it up and give it a better term other than redneck.
If you're proud of something,
maybe she has Native American blood and she's thinking of red skin rather than redneck.
No, she doesn't. So
ask her what her definition of redneck is.
But I love her to death. She's a great person. She's just not a redneck. I'm giving her a compliment that you're not a redneck.
If she's a great person, if she's like a loving human being, then she cannot be a redneck.
Exactly. And she doesn't have a red neck either. That's why they're called rednecks, because they're super white and their neck turns red. The original thing is that's how it became a redneck. Well, it's because it was these farmers.
In the description that I just read, he said that they were blue collar workers, mostly.
And that's what it is. That right there is what it is. Is like,
and we are not insulting blue collar workers.
No, she's a fan of blue collar.
So they would work on the sun a lot, so their necks would get red from the sun, from sunburn.
Yeah, farmers.
So that's where that term comes from.
Right. I just want to be clear: we're not insulting blue collar workers.
I am. No, I'm just kidding. But blue collar is, I think, what she's thinking is redneck. But there's blue collar people with class. Not every blue collar person lives in a trailer. I mean, maybe in Louisiana, but not here in Florida.
No.
Do you even have houses in Louisiana? I just think
You've
of
been here.
Louisiana. I
been
just
here.
think of a bunch of trailers and a bunch of witches and a bunch of vampires.
I don't think the ground is stable enough to hold a house because of the swamp.
He has been here.
All right, we have more to talk about real quick because we're now at the end of the show. Okay, so first of all, I want to say real quick, Rebel. I don't even really want to talk about what day it is this week because all the ones I saw in the national holidays today are stupid. Like, come on,
Earth Day is not stupid.
What is?
Earth Day is not stupid.
That's not today, ding dong.
It is today.
Is it today?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Earth Day. It's observed annually today, April 22nd. Yes, I'm 100%.
It's not Earth Day birthday today.
It's Earth Day. But I do want to quickly say happy anniversary to my producer and her husband. They have been married for 26 years.
Oh my God, it is Earth Day. I you know what? I forgot it was Earth Day. Why wasn't I talking about Earth Day? Well, we did celebrate Earth Day by going to Floatopia. We did celebrate Earth Day by talking about rednecks because they like, the dirt, playing in the dirt and being dirty. And so they like the earth. And okay, so
National Jelly Bean Day.
Let me also say, Jelly Bean Day? How come I didn't see the Earth Day one? Oh, you know what? I was probably looking at yesterday's.
It's also School Bus Driver Appreciation Day.
Oh, you know what? I was looking at yesterday's because yesterday's had a bunch of stupid crap.
Well, we should have done on Monday for 420.
That's true too. I'll tell you what, the dispensaries in Florida had some big sales, people. You missed out.
No thanks.
Okay.
We have one right next door to us.
I just want to say,
don't have to go far, do you?
I want to talk to everybody.
No,
you need to tune in to the new, I won't call it segment, it's a spin-off show of the Adventures of Pipeman, because I'm a Jew and I'm against anti-Semitism. And I'm pro-Judaism and I'm pro-Israel. I'm not necessarily pro-politicians. And people need to understand, if you're against the politicians, it doesn't mean you need to be against their whole people, okay? And, I'm not a big fan of Escobar, but I still like Juan, So
Pablo Escobar was Colombian.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You have to explain Yam.
I'll have the same last name.
You heard me? You have to quickly.
El Chapo.
Quick, enough about him.
He has my last name too.
Although Escobar, his wife was hot. And she's still living. I would like to bang Escobar's wife. Okay, just saying. Okay, and she's old enough to do it now. But anyway,
Yam Hazamat Hatzamat. Say it
that was
right.
Last week.
No, today. Yam H-A.
We talked about it in the last show, remember?
That was another one. That was a different one. Today is Yam H-A capital A-T-Z.
We gotta go, Rebel. Shut up.
I need to know.
Okay.
Just blabbing about some hazmat suit. Come on now.
Okay, listen. Okay, so we're going to have some extra special guests coming on that Pipeman the Wandering Jew show. It's on Tuesdays, 1 p.m. Eastern time, right here on W4CY Radio. And basically next week, we are going to have somebody who had the show on the station here. This dude he's actually worked with Dennis Rodman for many, many years. He was his personal assistant. He's also a volunteer firefighter. And he is running for council. He has gone to Israel like 9 times to help out during these times of war and problems and stuff, and to help out while their fire people are out with the bombing to actually handle the real fire stuff that's going on. He is a very smart politically, and he is not Jewish, and he is very pro-Israel and very pro-Jew. He will be on next week, Tuesday, Aston Bright. You're going to want to tune in. It's going to be a great show. And he's running for council in Plantation, Florida. So you might want to hear what he has to say. And then the week after that, We're going to talk about something very special, but I'm not letting you know now. Okay. But the week after that, we have former state attorney of Florida, Dave Arenberg, making a return performance on or attendance or appearance on the Adventures of Pipeman because of this great cause. When I messaged him and asked him if he'd be on the show, he's like, absolutely, great cause. Last time he was on my show, he wasn't the state attorney yet, but he was running. And part of his campaign on the show is he pulled out his acoustic guitar and started playing. He is a great person. He is somebody that is very knowledgeable and very involved in a lot of things. He's in Japan right now, but he's going to come on and he's going to talk about the anti-Semitism. So you're not going to want to miss that at all. Okay. And then we have one last thing to talk about. Pipeman will be going to Welcome to Rockville soon. Sonic Temple is coming up soon. And you need to be at these festivals because they are badass. In the meantime, if you wanted to win tickets to festivals in the fall, we're going to play a couple commercials at this end here, right before the outro. And you can message me on DMs in any socials, Pipeman Radio, and you could be entered to win trips to Louder Than Life and Aftershock. Meanwhile, thanks for listening. We took longer than we expected. Hopefully I didn't screw you up, Juan, or screw you up, Rebel. Thanks for being here. Tune in on Monday for the Positively Pipeman segment of the Adventures of Pipeman right here on W4CY Radio, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Roll it, Juan.
Louder Than Life, North America's loudest rock and metal festival, returns to Louisville this September with My Chemical Romance, Iron Maiden, Tool, Limp Bizkit, plus Pantera, Pierce the Veil, Gojira, Papa Roach, and more. Nearly 200 bands across 7 stages. Louder Than Life at the Kentucky Expo Center, September 17th through 20th. Passes are on sale now, starting at only $1 down at louderthanlifefestival.com. Aftershock, the West Coast's largest rock, metal, and punk festival, returns to Sacramento this October with My Chemical Romance, Tool, Limp Bizkit, Pierce the Veil, plus Suicide Boys, Queens of the Stone Age, The Offspring, A Day to Remember, Wu-Tang Clan, and more. Aftershock, October 1st through 4th. Passes are on sale now, starting at only $1 down at AftershockFestival.com.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.